Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout Hope you're doing well. Today I'd like to discuss with you some of the important figures that you need to have in mind when you're calculating the profit margin that you have. See, a lot of people will buy wholesale merchandise and they'll look at simply the cost of the merchandise and they'll see how much they could sell it for. They'll get excited, they'll make their assumptions, or actually when they sell the merchandise they might even think that they actually made more of a profit than they really did. So there is a lot of potential to make money in the wholesale and closeout business. There's also the potential to lose money, so it is important that you do the math very carefully. Now, whenever you buy merchandise, you want to factor in not just the cost of the merchandise, but also you want to factor in the cost of shipping the merchandise, of storing the merchandise. If you're doing it in your own location, you might have costs associated with rent. You might have other expenses that need to be factored in. If you are doing your own location, try to maximize the storage. You might have shelves, you can have racks on the walls. So, there are definitely ways to maximize your space to minimize your, storage cost per item. If you're, let's say, selling on Amazon and you're selling them the merchandise, so they're going to charge you also a storage fee. So, you want to have those, those figures in mind. Another figure that you want to have in mind is also your opportunity cost. Now, that's not a direct cost, but the idea is that whenever you spend money buying merchandise, you're not going to be able to spend that money to buy other merchandise. So if you have an opportunity to buy merchandise, and on that merchandise you can make, let's say, 20% profit, right? So you're going to be very excited about it. But let's say there's merchandise that you could have bought instead, where you would have made a 50% profit margin. So you actually gave out 30% profit margin that you could have made. So there is an opportunity cost. Also, you want to see the time factor. Now, the time factor is something else you want to keep track of, and I'll explain why. Let's say you buy at one closeout warehouse, you buy $1,000 worth of merchandise, and you could resell that merchandise for $2,000. You make $1,000 profit. Let's say there's another closeout warehouse where you can buy $1,000 worth of merchandise and you could only make a $500 profit. So it might seem logical to buy the merchandise at the first warehouse. But here's the thing. The first warehouse, you're doubling your money. But let's say it'll take you a year to sell out all that merchandise, so it's going to take you a year to double your money. At the other warehouse where you're only making $500 on the $1,000 purchase, so there, let's say you could turn over that merchandise every 2 months. So in basically you're going to be able to double your money a lot faster than by buying the merchandise from the other warehouse. So you want to have that factor in mind also. And then you also want to see what if you have any employee costs, you have to factor that in. Any advertising costs, you want to factor in also your other miscellaneous expenses. The key is that when you run your business, right, you need to set yourself a good, either a good margin, so this way you could factor in all the expenses. And if you are working on a smaller margin, let's say for my example, in my closeout business, I don't work in a big margin because I want my customers to be able to maximize their profit potential. In that case, then you need to ensure that you are working on a good volume, or you set up a business that's going to be a volume-based business. And another thing you should consider whenever you're selling merchandise is that, look, the styles will change. You're going to buy merchandise and you're not going to sell all of it in time by the time of the style changes. You'll sell 90%, for example, of your merchandise, and 10% you just won't be able to sell. Some of the merchandise might get damaged. Some of the merchandise could get lost. So the key is you want to give yourself an extra margin to factor in, the merchandise that for one reason or another simply you're not going to be able to sell. Having said that, there are plenty of people that are able to, make money in the wholesale closeout business and the retail business. So I'm not trying to discourage you. If anything, if you, keep all these factors in mind, you should feel motivated, because now you're going to be able to know what your realistic, how to factor what your real profit margin is going to be, and you'll make sure that you set yourself a high enough profit margin so that you could hopefully make a good amount of money in your business. All right, my website is closeoutexplosion.com. The next time you are in New York, please visit my warehouse. Please subscribe to this video. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know as well. Thank you so much and have a great day.